Picture this moment. Right now, as you consume these words, millions of people are unconsciously participating in the greatest self-destruction experiment in human history. We're not talking about nuclear war or climate catastrophe. This is something far more insidious. We're systematically dismantling our own minds, piece by piece, scroll by scroll. And here's the terrifying truth. We're doing it willingly. Nearly a century ago, a brilliant British writer named Aldous Huxley peered into the future and saw something that chilled him to the bone. Not armies marching or bombs falling. Something worse. He saw people choosing their own mental slavery. Huxley's 1931 masterpiece, Brave New World, wasn't just fiction. It was prophecy. In his dystopian vision, citizens weren't controlled through violence or fear. They were pacified through pleasure. Endless entertainment, instant comfort, and a happiness drug called soma that eliminated any trace of discomfort or meaningful reflection. Sound eerily familiar? Today's reality makes Huxley's nightmare look quaint. We don't need government-issued soma when we carry personalized addiction devices in our pockets. Every notification, every like, every endless scroll delivers a perfectly calibrated hit of dopamine straight to our brain's reward center. But here's where it gets genuinely frightening. A groundbreaking neuroscience study revealed that heavy social media users show dramatically reduced dopamine synthesis capacity in their brains. Translation: the more we feed our digital addiction, the less capable we become of experiencing authentic satisfaction from real-world activities. We're literally rewiring ourselves to need artificial stimulation just to feel normal. Reading a book becomes torture. Deep conversations feel impossible. Creative problem-solving seems beyond our reach. This isn't just personal struggle. It's species-level cognitive decline. Think about your own mind right now. When did you last sit with a challenging idea for more than 5 minutes without reaching for digital comfort? When did you last feel genuinely bored and let your consciousness wander into unexpected territory? If you're struggling to remember, you're experiencing exactly what Huxley predicted would happen to human awareness. The platforms aren't neutral tools delivering content. They're sophisticated behavioral modification systems designed to harvest your attention and sell your predictable responses to the highest bidder. Every algorithm learns your psychological triggers, then exploits them with surgical precision. You think you're choosing what to watch, read, or believe. But when your choices are predetermined by machines that understand your vulnerabilities better than you do, are you really choosing anything at all? Harvard scholar Shoshana Zuboff calls this surveillance capitalism, the systematic extraction of human experience as raw material for behavioral prediction and modification. We become the product being manufactured, not the customer being served. Here's the most disturbing part. This mental colonization feels like freedom. We feel connected while becoming increasingly isolated. We feel informed while our attention spans shrink from minutes to seconds. We feel entertained while our capacity for genuine joy withers away. The psychological mechanism is devastatingly simple. Every time we feel uncomfortable, anxious, bored, intellectually challenged, we have instant access to content designed to make us feel better immediately. Feeling insecure? Here's validation. Feeling confused? Here's oversimplified answers. Feeling lonely? Here's artificial connection. But comfort-seeking is destroying our ability to grow. Intellectual discomfort is essential for learning, adaptation, and evolution. A species that can't tolerate uncertainty or complexity is a species that stops progressing. We're choosing immediate pleasure over long-term survival. Just as Huxley warned, the most tragic aspect isn't what we're losing, it's that we don't even notice it disappearing. When did you last have an original thought that wasn't influenced by something you saw online? When did you last feel an emotion that wasn't immediately categorized, shared, and validated by digital strangers? We're becoming curators of borrowed experiences rather than creators of authentic consciousness. Consider this chilling reality. If artificial intelligence can predict your next purchase, your political opinions, and your emotional responses with 90% accuracy, how much individual agency do you actually possess? The platforms haven't just learned to predict your preferences. They've helped manufacture those preferences in the first place. This is mass production of identical thinking. Huxley imagined humans created in factories, but But he couldn't foresee algorithmic conditioning, a far more efficient method of producing cognitive clones. Your social media feed looks different from your friends, but the underlying psychological patterns are remarkably similar. The same triggers, the same responses, the same predictable behavioral loops. We're not becoming more connected. We're becoming more isolated, trapped in individualized echo chambers that feel like community but function like solitary confinement. But here's what Huxley couldn't have predicted: neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't permanently damaged by digital manipulation. Recent research shows that people who quit social media for just 2 weeks demonstrate significant improvements in focus, well-being, and cognitive function. The situation isn't hopeless, but it requires something uncomfortable: acknowledging that we're active participants in a system designed to exploit our psychological vulnerabilities. Resistance is already happening. Schools are going phone-free and seeing dramatic improvements in student engagement. France banned smartphones for children under 15, and test scores are climbing. The slow media movement is growing as people choose quality over quantity in information consumption. This doesn't mean rejecting technology entirely. It means distinguishing between tools that serve human flourishing and systems that exploit human weaknesses. Collaborative platforms that genuinely educate, creative tools that help us build rather than just consume, and applications that enhance rather than replace real-world connection. The key is creating friction between yourself and your impulses. Apps that disrupt autopilot scrolling. Focus modes that protect your attention. Digital boundaries that give your prefrontal cortex time to override dopamine-driven impulses. Most importantly, remembering what we're fighting for. Not just individual well-being, but the preservation of human consciousness itself. The qualities that make us human: creativity, empathy, wisdom, and the ability to transcend immediate circumstances, don't happen automatically. They require cultivation, protection, and conscious choice. Every time you choose depth over distraction, you're participating in the preservation of human awareness. Every time you engage with challenging ideas instead of seeking comfortable confirmation, you're voting for a different future. Every time you use technology intentionally rather than compulsively, you're reclaiming human agency. These might seem like small acts of resistance, but they represent something profound: the choice to remain human in an age of artificial manipulation. Huxley's extinction isn't physical. It's cognitive, emotional, and spiritual. But extinction events also create opportunities for conscious evolution. The question isn't whether we'll survive this digital transformation. It's whether we'll still be recognizably human when we do. The choice is still ours, but only if we make it consciously, deliberately, and soon. Thanks to neuroplasticity, it's never too late to start rewiring your brain for freedom. The future of human consciousness might depend on decisions you make in the next few minutes. Will you keep scrolling toward cognitive extinction, or will you choose to wake up and reclaim your mental sovereignty? The answer shapes not just your life, but the evolutionary trajectory of our entire species. Thanks for watching. See you next video.